Hi guys, welcome back to the show and this week's movie review.
What the hell is she doing?
Do you trust me?
The Arrival, or Arrival. I think it's Arrival is what they have it listed as, but nonetheless. All right, so when I first saw the trailer, I guess the teaser trailer for this movie, I was like, wow, is this like the 1996 Charlie Sheen movie, like the sequel that finally everybody's been wanting? I mean, nobody's really been wanting that sequel, but I was wondering if this was a sequel to that, or if they were remaking that film with the aliens with the backward bending legs and stuff, but lo and behold, it was neither one of those. All right, but anyway, the teaser trailer that they set up actually gets you really excited about this film because it doesn't give you anything. And that's the type of movie I like to see, ones that don't tell you much, to where you go in with a blank slate and you get to have it just all unfold in front of you. So I was really excited to see this movie when it finally came out. But before we talk about what I liked about this movie, let's talk about the cast. So the cast of this film is actually going to be starring Amy Adams, who we all know as Lois Lane from the DC Cinematic Universe, from Man of Steel, from Batman vs. Superman, and upcoming DC films. She's going to be playing our linguist, our speech pattern person who can interpret speech. We're also going to get Jamie Renner, who is also from a cinematic universe, but the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which I thought was a little weird that they would get people from those from existing franchises, which don't make them less of actors, but it just kind of seemed weird that they did that. He is our scientist in this film, and he will be doing more of the sciencey stuff. I guess that's what we'll put it. Other people in this film is Forest Whitaker. He's our other big main cast person, and he is from the Star Wars universe because he's going to be in Rogue One. So now we got three existing franchises. And I wondered when I saw this movie if they did that on purpose to try to pull in those audiences from those franchises, or were they really just looking for the best actors to be in this movie. But nonetheless, they're three great actors. It was enough. Name alone was enough really to get me interested in this film. So that's pretty much the main part of the cast. So we'll stop there as far as cast members. Let's talk about what this movie is really about and the plot. Now, the plot of this film is vague, is what you get in the trailers, and that's done on purpose because they don't want you to get all the reveals that they do throughout this movie. If they give them to you up front, it really makes this movie less impactful. So as I tell you the plot, I'm going to try to keep it as vague as possible. Pretty much what we already know has been out there in the trailers. So anyway, aliens come and land. They land. We don't know what they're here for. We call up Amy Adams to do her linguist stuff and go out there and figure out how to communicate with them. And we call up Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner, to go out there and do his Hawkeye stuff and do some sciencey stuff too, to kind of help figure out what these aliens want as well and why they are here. That's all we know. That's as far as the plot I can really give you without revealing too much stuff to you. So we'll leave it there. Let's a little bit fast today, but let's kind of talk about what I did like and what I didn't like, and the goods and the bads. So the goods of this film is that this movie is directed beautifully. I mean, all the shots are really awesome. Shots of the spaceship on Earth. They do these landscape shots. The ship itself is intimidating. It's so huge, but like it really makes you feel little and insignificant being on the planet when these aliens have landed and you have no clue why they're here. Also too, in some of the shots when they show somebody in the foreground and then the stuff in the background, it's kind of blurry, so you kind of get a disconnected feeling. Some other scenes have some dream sequency stuff, but just really well directed. I thought whoever the cinematographer was on this film, they did a great job, and they need to put him in other films coming forward. Other things that I liked about this film is that it is not an alien invasion movie. So if you think that going into this film, you're going to be just totally disappointed. So it's not ID4, it's not it's not War of the Worlds. It's not even District 9, to be honest. This movie takes place more along the lines of how we deal with the fact of an alien landing. More along the lines of something like Contact would probably be a better relation to this movie, or something like maybe Close Encounters of the Third Kind. I would probably set up more of those, or set up those more expectations as far as going into the movie. But that's what I liked about this movie. It wasn't something alien apocalypse or alien war. It was more of a drama, and it was more interesting that way as far as that's how the tension was built, and like really backed on like what do they really want, and I like that in this movie. So that's where I'm going to stop about where the goods on it. I want to talk about some things that I didn't like about this movie and the bads, so let's move on to the bads. Now, the bads of this movie, because it kind of ties on what I did like about this movie. So like it's more of a drama. It's slow paced. I mean, it's very slow paced. Everything's methodically done because they really want to kind of linger on these things. Like I said, building up that tension, but they really want you to kind of realize what's going on. And for some people, that's going to be a big thing because it really takes about 3/4 of this movie to get to where they're trying to get, or you really start to understand what's really going on in this film. I think it moved a little bit too slow. I still dealt with it and was kind of getting into what they were trying to do, but for some other people, it may not be the thing that they want because it's very, very slow. That brings me to another part that I didn't quite like about this film, is that when we get to that point, and I'm going to say 90% of the movie, really good. 10% about the actual purpose of what the aliens are here for. This is not a spoiler. It didn't hit me, and it made me feel like it was pointless, so why I just sat through this whole movie. They give you an explanation about what they want and their whole purpose, but it's such a brief explanation as far as how it ties to this whole landing. It focused more on this one particular character, and you're like, but yes, I care about the character, but I don't really care about the character enough that I should focus on that character more than I care about this whole event. And that's where I felt like I was disappointed and it felt pointless. So that was my other bad with this movie, and it was a major thing to me because it made me feel like exhausted and just like, what did I just do? What did I sit through? And I hate saying that when I just talked about like 90% of the movie. Really good. 10% made me feel like I didn't get what I wanted out of this movie. And I'm the person who went in there not expecting a World War movie or alien invasion. So for other people who may be thinking that that's what this is, I gotta assume that they would have the same expectation or have the same experience. But that's where I'm gonna stop as far as my bads. Should you go out and see this movie? I would think that if you are into like the movies I was talking about with Contact or Close Encounters of the Third Kind, like I said, if you're into dramas, then this one would probably be something that you would be interested in. More of a character piece as opposed to just an alien sci-fi movie. That's what I would say. But if you want Independence Day, War of the Worlds, you might want to pass on this one because it's nowhere near that. I liked it up to that point, like I said before. Maybe I tried to even wait on this review to kind of let it kind of sit with me to see how I felt about it, but I couldn't really get over the fact of that ending that I didn't really like. So make sure you guys like and comment below. Tell me what you guys thought about this movie. Don't spoil anything for people, but tell me how you felt about it. Maybe you got a different feeling from it. Maybe you understand it. This movie has a big score on Rotten Tomatoes, and I hate to be the one person that just was kind of like, I don't hate this movie, but I was disappointed. I'll say that. Also to subscribe because we do movie reviews every week, so you'll definitely get notifications when we actually have a new one out, as well as other videos that we do on the channel. So that's all I got this week. Take care.